And qualification went very well for Vanessa Ferrari. She qualified with the highest score of 61.575, and she really seems to be on form, Christine.
She really does. This time last year she was the surprise package, the junior just emerging into the senior ranks. Now she's the real business, isn't she? She's got a world title under her skin, and she's really becoming a big name in gymnastics. She'll certainly be looking to build towards the Olympic Games, where the ultimate goal will be that all-around title.
Well, Vanessa will be starting on beam, which she scored 16 on it. I mean, a phenomenal score. I mean, so solid, and a very difficult piece to kind of master, really, isn't it, the beam?
It is, and actually she fell on beam at the World Championship when she won. She's got loads of difficulty. She always goes for broke. She always does everything, and when it comes off, that's the result, the big score.
Just looking at the gymnasts warming up on the floor. We've got Oksana Shizapatina, who, well, she knows all about competition, doesn't she, Mitch? How old is she now? 32?
32 years old. And first saw her in 1991 in Indianapolis, where she took the floor. And we saw her again in Barcelona. And since then, she's 4 Olympics, is it? 4 Olympic Games and 9 World Championships. What an incredible competitor she is. And here she is again.
We're just looking at 191 there. That was Vanessa Ferrari. She's the current world all-around champion. And the gymnasts just settling themselves down. They've done very well in qualification, and now it's the big event, really, isn't it? It's all about consistency, it seems, the all-around title.
Yes, and of course in the last couple of years gymnastics has changed a little bit. People have become specialists. Sometimes we hold competitions where you only compete on your favourite apparatus, and there'll be several gymnasts here who will have competed in the qualifying competition only on the apparatus they hope to medal on. But these are the all-rounders. These are the gold ribbon gymnasts, the gymnasts who can do it all, who compete over all 4 pieces and on the final apparatus as well. Several of these top gymnasts have qualified for the finals, haven't they, Mitch?
There was a fear that when this opportunity to specialise came in, that the sport would really struggle. But the reverse has happened, and they still look, even the specialist all-rounder looks at the specialist apparatus worker, looks at the all-rounder and thinks, that's the real gymnast. I think it's a real achievement. It's the one they all want to win. To be an all-round champion is a wonderful accolade.
Of course, Ferrari as well. I mean, you're saying about the specialists, there was only one final that really she hasn't qualified for. I mean, that is unbelievable. I mean, she just seems to be fantastic on every piece.
Well, and she has an attitude. I saw an interview with her at Aarhus, and she said she's afraid of no one. Anyway, here we go.
First competitor on the vault, Kristina Pravdina.
She's nominated her vault, start value of 5, so the maximum she can score for that is 15.
Nice little front somersault half turn.
Congratulations from the coach. And she'll go straight for her second vault, but let's have a look at the first one.
I think this is actually Wagner, who very nice front somersault with half turn. I identified her, I think, incorrectly. There we are. Just a little deduction for not completely straightening out, but very efficient vault to start with. Just one vault in the all-around competition. If they want to qualify for the finals, which they've already done in the qualifying competition, they have to compete 2, but just 1 for this competition.
Well, on we go to floor, and Verona van der Leur will be competing first from the Netherlands, so she's on home turf as well, getting a great reception from the crowd.
She's really been one of the great gymnasts from the Netherlands over the last few years.
She's second in the World Championships back in 2002. She's 21.
Into the opening tumble.
En dat is de eerste
nice double front, double twisting front somersault there, but she stepped out of the area.
En we weten allemaal in Nederland, dat kost een 10e van een punt. Verona van der Leur, die weer in een finale staat, een belangrijke meerkampfinale.
Again, the composure.
Tweede serie, dubbel salto verstrekt.
Double tuck again.
Staat op de lijn. Ik zie een scheidsrechter buiten uw beeld met de rode vlag omhoog gaan. Dat kostte dus ook een 10e punt. Ze heeft veel ruimte nodig dus voor de acrobatiek. Op zichzelf is dat geen slecht teken.
Clean.
Want dan zit er dus heel veel dynamiek in. Maar het wordt wel gestraft. Je moet nu eenmaal binnen die 12 en 12 meter blijven. Arabier, flikvlak, een dubbele schroef.
Easy round in the twists.
Rona van der Leur, ik zei het al, voor het eerst weer terug in een grote, belangrijke finale. 2002 was dat topjaar, Europees, wereld en ook sportvrouw van het jaar werd ze. En toen kwam de grote blessurereeks, de groei en het tweede turnleven. Dit is de derde keer dat ze nu buiten de lijn komt. Dat is jammer.
And into the finish. Well, what a great moment for her in front of her home crowd. She's taken a bit of a dip in her career, but I think she's back on form there.
Maar toch met foutjes. Aan de brug staat onze tweede Nederlandse finalist, Lichelle Wong. Lichelle Wong. En brug is ook haar favoriete toestel.
Lichelle Wong. On home turf as well
Dus
from the
moeten
Netherlands.
4 toestellen doen. En het zit heerlijk vol hier in de rij. Belangrijke oefening, moeilijke oefening ook. Kijk, het endo spreiden. Oh, ze gaat de verkeerde kant op. Uit balans. Trainer Frank Louter staat er even bij, alleen maar voor de veiligheid. En dat is een belangrijke fout.
There's that clean into the invert swing and the lovely Jaeger,
dat is de
but
tweede
she's
fout, dat is
unsettled
duidelijk.
before she
Ze
started.
mist daardoor, dat is natuurlijk het ritme wat je verliest. Als je in het begin van je oefening even uit balans bent, dan heb je dat ritme niet te pakken.
Well, she proved she can do it because she's actually qualified for the bars final. She got a score of 14.725
Dat is natuurlijk heel
for that, but
triest.
really very unlucky there. I mean, sometimes it just goes free and sometimes it doesn't, with all the excitement as well.
Die met name aan de brug op papier juist haar sterkste toestel heeft.
Equation again, Christine, isn't it? Difficulty.
Want morgen in de toestelfinale is ze doorgedrongen bij de beste 8. Dat deed ze gisteren bij de kwalificatiewedstrijd. Maar nu in deze meerkampfinale gaat het mis.
Yes, and here, this is the release. Just didn't drive the feet over the bar enough. But she has to recover, and she's got all the pressure of a home crowd. And goes for that invert. Endo swing and invert. She's done the same elements again to get her difficulty.
Some lovely technique there.
Yes, it is. Lovely smooth swing, good tight legs, the full pirouette. But quite a lot of empty swings here. Double front somersault. Potentially a very good routine, but still needs to have a few moments ironed out, I think.
Very important for the all-around gymnast to put mistakes like that behind them and just, you know, get on. There's obviously another 3 pieces to go.
Onto the podium for the next.
Veronica Wagner.
Veronica Wagner. 14.075 for her vault. Still a lot of gymnasts to go, but she's currently in second.
She's one of the more experienced gymnasts of the competition.
Van der Leur. 13.575. To Bean. Kramarenko from Russia.
Good light start, and they approach this beam with such confidence, such focus. Tiniest of wobbles there. Elegant in the free walkover. The flick layout beautifully done. Front somersault firmly planted onto the beam. No problem with the aerial cartwheel. Nor with the corporate flick. Very nicely done. Drifting, skipping into the side somersault. Attacks the dismount. Double tuck. Very competent, very clean, confident performance.
And from such a young gymnast as well, Nick. She's just 16 years old. This is kind of her first major European Championships. She qualified in 13th position.
But good start.
For the score there. Oh, and here is Hannah Close from Great Britain. From Liverpool. Same gym as Beth?
Same gym as Beth, different coach. She's coached by Claire Duffy, although the senior coach of the club, Amanda Kirby, is on the floor with her today. Of course, Amanda is Beth's coach. She's been a very promising gymnast all the way through the junior ranks. This is her first senior international event. This is probably a score she doesn't really want to see. You've had a fall or two.
Yeah, well, Michelle Wong is just hoping that the judges here are going to be kind to her. There's obviously quite a long wait. Bit of debate.
Need to sort out what they're going to credit and what they're not.
That's correct, yeah. Sorry, Matt. One of our British judges, Robin Leeworthy, there on the telephone. She's one of the senior judges at this competition. It's possibly the fact that she repeated the element again, and also that, you see, they have to decide whether they credit it or not. The ruling is if you momentarily grasp, they give you the move. But if they don't consider that was a momentary grasp, then you don't get credited with the move, and it carries probably 0.9 difference.
Well, Kramarenko scored 14.85 for her first piece of apparatus, the beam. But looking back at that close-up then, Christine, what would you say? Would you say that that was a catch and release, or just kind of a...
No, I don't think they would give it. I think they'll say she didn't hold on long enough.
Well, there's the answer, 13.175 for Michelle Wong. And as we go back...
Hannah Close with the opening elements, the full pirouette into the ginger. Oh, well caught, lovely full stretch. Now she, in qualifying, that was the move she missed, the Kachev, but she's cleanly through now. Good handstands, hits the shapes well, good lift to the high bar. Now must keep the work going. Forward element, you have to do a forward element like that, forward giant, into a big dismount, double front, very efficient work from Hannah.
Great, she'll be absolutely delighted to get that under her belt, and a superb performance for her first one. That's the way to go, Hannah. Anja Brinker from Germany, just about to take to the beam.
This young gymnast is one of a very exciting trio they have in Germany at the moment. And we in Britain know all about that because they're one of the nations we're vying against very desperately for one of those 12 places to qualify for the Olympic Games. And she's a very classy young gymnast.
Anja Brinker from Germany. She's also qualified for the uneven bars final. 16 years old. She qualified with the 5th highest score, so could well be a contender for a medal here.
And that's an important start, isn't it? The layout somersault. Good layout, serious, just a little bit of hesitation. You can see just a slight nervous edge. Oh, not quite the technique needed. She lifted the hip. A few more hours on the ballet bar to put that right. She's got the difficulty, but it just looks a little bit hard work. You see, just the little pause between the two elements means she's not quite building the marks the way she could, but that was much better. Front somersault. Oh, she's fighting her way through, but the little wobbles cost quite a lot. Packing the difficulty in, but every move has got a little 0.3 wobble attached to it, and the move itself is only worth 0.3, so you can quickly whittle away your marks. Now, needs a big, strong, committed dismount.
Oh, dear. Well, it was just her right foot, I think, didn't quite make contact, or just slipped. Well, and she was committed. You said you needed a committed dismount. She was certainly committed. She didn't stop. Yeah. Oh.
Right foot off the beam.
Yeah, I think she'd actually started a twist early, hadn't she?
Yeah,
I think that was the trouble.
That's exactly it. If you don't concentrate, place the feet on.
Well, Hannah Close scored 13.825 on bars. She's currently in 4th position. Stay with the bars. And this is Daria Zgoba from Ukraine.
Well clear. The lower bar, good transfer. Stooping and out twice. The second with a turn into endo in inverted grass. This is good work. Full turn on top of the bar. Good Jaeger. So this is a great start, technically. Very strong. Just a little bit loose-legged there. Toe on and off. Repeated into invert. A double front finish with a step forward. Technically good, but just a few standard faults there.
Well, Daria actually qualified for the bars individual apparatus final. She scored 15.25 in qualification, so she'll be looking for quite a big score. Let's take another look.
Yes, she's got this great shoulder line. That was a very good dismount. She's building her difficulty with lots of turns. I expect her start value is high, so she can get away with just a few tenths deductions. It looked a bit laboured some places, didn't it, Mitch?
Yeah, just a bit loose-legged, and there's some stuff in that routine.
She's grown a fair bit since we saw her last in international competition, and it just doesn't quite have the ease of swing that it did when she was a little bit smaller, but I'm sure she'll be back strong. In fact, that was very strong.
And the difficulty point that you raised there, Christine, I mean, this seems to be a lot sort of tactics-wise playing in gymnast routines. Some of them go all out and think, well, you know, I can afford to make a few mistakes and still get a high score.
Yes, there she turns. Oh, that's the dismount again. Just a little, there'll be deduction on the step and knees apart. Yes, you're right. It's, you know, you want to try and get your deductions as low as possible.
Daria seems pleased with that.
I think it's always a great feeling when you've got that first piece under your belt successfully.
Anya Brinker. 6.25. Pachanova. It's just entered onto the beam.
Good rhythm to start the routine. Now she needs some good difficulty as well. Now, a nice front somersault, but landed very low, and the judges are particularly harsh with the deductions for landing low. That's a very nice high jump. For full marks, she needed to have got right round. You saw the feet were across the beam. Wouldn't quite be credited, but that is a sensational spin. 1.5 spin straight into the free cartwheel. That really was some lovely work. gaining confidence as she's working, you can see. Solid tuck back. Oh, what a shame after all that good work. That's exactly as you were speaking about, Matt. Went for yet another difficulty, one too many. And the deduction will certainly be bigger than the gain by adding the element. Successful double twist, though. Some beautiful work in the middle.
Such a goodie.
I actually think that gymnast came in as a reserve.
Did she? Yes, it's good work.
Goba scores 15 Delighted with that. It's a great score. And now, because obviously gymnasts can't score 10, what with the new scoring system, a score around the top 15s is pretty good, isn't it?
Oh yeah, if you think we only saw 116 in qualifying.
Patricia Moreno is next on the floor. 19 years old. She's done well. She qualified in 100th place last year. So great to see her here in this final.
Whips, into flicks, and a lovely full twisting double pike. Lovely start. Very powerful in a tumbling. And light of touch too. Just a little bit unsteady there. It's a feature of women's floor exercise. They must get the package right. They can't be excellent tumblers and falter on the gymnastic links and elements. So vital. Look at the acceleration through the flick. A little more composure there. Big tumble.
Ooh, double pike with a little bit of a rebound. Such a shame, but she qualified in 9th place. But, you know, I think at this early stage, she's still got 3 pieces to go. It's not the end of the world for her. There was some good moves in there, Mitch.
Nice light tumbling, Christine, wasn't it?
Yes, but this is a, you know, that is a definite fall. 0.8 deduction, plus the other deductions that come for the tumble not being high enough. She'll do very well to recover from that.
Petchakova, 13.1 on beam. Of course, she had that slip. Cassie Vericel from France onto the beam.
Secure front somersault. And along, you can see how efficient she is with her foot placement. Both feet on, one in front of the other. Lovely high layout somersault. Good effort to hold the leg up. Just didn't keep the body right over the beam. Somersault's very in the air. She's recovering well. Has to find her rhythm.
And finding a rhythm is key, especially in the all-around competition. And is this a difficult piece, Christine, to be starting on?
Yes, it's difficult to start on, but it's great if you start on it and do well.
Yeah.
It's even worse to finish on, I might say. Lovely dismount, 2.5 twist. That's a D dismount. That's what the gymnasts need for a really high start value.
And such a shame there in the middle. I mean, she was desperately hanging on. I mean, if she did manage to stay on and not fall off, what would have been the point difference there?
Oh, well, you lose 0.8 for falling.
Okay, and for a pretty drastic wobble?
Well, 0.5 for a drastic wobble, but you see, you also lose for the actual element not being performed well. They'll have had a deduction for the side summy not having enough height, so it probably will have lost her about a mark.
13.4 is Moreno's score on floor.
Next on chorus from Belarus, Nastasia Marasuskaya.
Well, Elena Kozic from Ukraine is next to go on floor. Kozic also qualified the beam and the floor final. She scored 14.725, so she'll be looking for a good score here, Christine.
Yeah, she's a real classy gymnast. Lots of confidence in that double front somersault. Meet the floor blind. Lovely double twist as well. Just slightly off balance at the end of the pirouette. Disguised it very well. Combination tumble, 1.5 into full twist. Packing lots of tumbling in here. Double twist down the side. Now with this judging system where you can build as much difficulty as possible, they're tempted to do 4 or 5 tumbles, but this needs to be a big final one.
Well, it was bound to be a twist. It was a 2.5 she went for. Well, a great performance. It's so graceful in her tumbling. I mean, she seems so powerful, but so beautiful at the same time.
Yeah.
Controlled. That's the word. Controlled. Lovely levers there, used very effectively. Quite tall. Excellent conversion upwards. What a way to finish.
When we first saw her, she was a young gymnast, a little girl. She won the European title, and then we've seen her visibly get older, mature, and that was a lovely performance.
Next on floor from Romania, Steliana Nistor.
Steliana Nistor is the next to go on the vault. Steliana qualified with the 2nd highest all-around score.
Plenty of aggression in the approach. 1.5 twists, easily done. Working within herself.
On which she also qualified in the beam and the bars final. So vault, not one of her strong points, but that was pretty impressive.
Question of whether she needed to stay straight all the way, Christine. She did tuck in very early there.
She did. If she's nominated it with straight legs, there'll be quite a deduction, won't there? Even to the non-expert could see those bent knees, I think.
Let's have a closer look at this vault from Nistor. Their legs significantly bent.
Not too many deductions other than that. Good for flight, good height, good direction. But the judges judge what they see. Even if you nominate a 1.5 twist with straight and then they think it's tucked, they'll only score you as a tucked one.
And just as far as opting for difficulty is concerned, well, let's have a look at Vera Sell's score. 13 dead she got for that. She's currently in 17th position after her beam routine. Just waiting for Steliana Nistor's score for her first vault. And difficulty's the key here, isn't it? I mean, she's obviously got 2 vaults. Nisto is currently in third position with 14.375. That's after her first vault. Another vault to come and they'll take an average. Okay, now. Alina Kozic, 14.7 for her floor routine.
Christine, it's lovely work there.
There was, wasn't there?
Well, Vanessa Ferrari, the current world all-around champion, takes to the beam. And as far as qualification is concerned, this is her best piece of apparatus, scoring 16.
What a rock-solid mount. Full pirouette, held every quarter, and then a planche.
Can I just comment on that planche? That's the flattest I've seen.
Yes.
That's really beautifully done.
Oh, the full twist. What confidence. She really was well out of line, but she jammed her feet on. But not quite such classy technique on the spin. Very nice change leg into tuck back. Free walk over. Judges have to decide whether she absolutely touched her head on that jump.
Well, Ferrari did fall in the all-around on this piece in Denmark, but talk about confidence. She is hitting this 100%.
She's a lot more experienced than she was 6 months ago, and she looks it, doesn't she? But you have to keep concentrating. You have to plant your feet on, make the dismount, and she does. What a star.
Well, unbelievable difficulty, unbelievable confidence, and what a landing. I mean, that kind of just sums up the whole performance, doesn't it? I'm sticking this.
Interesting. She's got such an attitude. Look at this. Go on, judges. Take it off if you dare.
She's really not a virtuoso on the beam. You know, it's the piece she will have had to work the hardest on. She's not got great flexibility, which gives you that lovely line on beam. And she's really worked hard to build the difficulty and become solid on her performance.
Well, Ferrari's qualified for 3 individual finals. Beam's one of them, the floor, and also the bars. She looks very happy with how she's just started the competition. As we go to Sandra Isbasa from Romania, another contender for a medal.
Circle, stoop on and off to start, and traditionally they're not sparkling on this apparatus, the Romanians, are they, Christine?
No, it's where they've struggled, and although that Jaeger was good, it was low. That's the sort of thing.
Good transfer there, just a shade short of handstand. Need to hit that every opportunity. Nice and clean there. Double tuck finish. Made a good job of the dismount. You just get the feeling she's not absolutely in control.
That particularly was very flat, wasn't it? It was under the bar height. She has to use a bit of strength to carry on, but she does carry on. That's the great thing about the Romanian gymnasts. They never give up. They might not have the best technique, but they certainly are the most consistent.
Which makes them a great all-around gymnast.
That's right.
Well, Isbasa scored 14.325. She's currently in 5th. That was for her bars routine. Vanessa Ferrari, 15.375 on beam. She's currently in 2nd. I think she'll be a little disappointed with that, having scored 16 in qualification. So it's not in the bag yet, Vanessa. Well, let's take a look at the leaderboard. Daria Zgoba from Ukraine is currently leading. Vanessa Ferrari, the current world champion, is down in silver medal position at the moment. Kramarenko is currently in bronze, with Hannah Close down in 13th position after the first rotation. Michelle Wong from the Netherlands in 20th place. But it's very early days at the moment.